degrading energy. So if the sun is in a circular orbit, its energy has been degraded over the millions of years that it's existed. How do you account for that?
Well, first off, I don't think it's millions of years. This is a totally, no, this is totally different.
How is that?
How
is the sun, okay, how is
no,
the sun
wait,
not? Okay.
This is totally different. So you have to look at the evidence and you decide what is true. I'm telling you this, and you believe something else just the same way I did. But I accept this now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
But it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of scientific principle.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how is it...
Turn it over.
Like you say the sun is not billions of years old. Where's the proof?
Where's the proof that it is? You don't have any proof.
Well, no. It's because energy and matter have certain interactions.
Those are principles that can be challenged.
How so?
They can be challenged.
How is it that...
Everybody get one of these? Everybody get one? You can look it up yourself.
Thank you.
Did you want one?
How is it that radioactive decay is wrong?
Oh, radioactive decay. No, you can't go by carbon dating.
I'm not talking about carbon dating.
No, you can't go. No, you can't do that. I think a lot of that stuff, they make it up just to fit their model. That's what I said. Pardon?
Where'd you learn all this?
I've been studying flat Earth for 2.5 years, but I've studied other things before that. I used to have a science group that met at my house, and when one of the guys told me, "Hey, somebody said we didn't land on the moon," I said, "What?" And I looked into it.
That's a whole conspiracy theory.
What?
It hasn't been proven full or it's true.
Really? Yeah. Well, that's why I accept that we never landed on the moon, and you accept that we did. I think there's a difference in our...
People have different thoughts.
Really? And I think it's a conspiracy that we did land on the moon. So we have a difference of opinion here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can be with the majority and feel safe.
I'm on either side.
But I'm going by what I believe. Okay.
That's what you believe, yeah.
Yeah, and
I.
Because I go by the facts.
Are you holding a stick?
I am holding a stick.
Are you? That's the
Do you got a stick?
No, I don't.
So look at this.
No, I don't.
So look, this is a level, right?
Yeah, you measure stuff with
but
that.
this is
okay.
Makes sure it's level.
Makes sure it's level. So listen, you don't get to interrupt right now. Wait. So if there's a ball, there has to be a formula for how far out it goes and how far down it drops. Okay.
You're holding the Earth. That's the whole Earth you're holding.
So right here, this is the curvature formula. 8 inches times a mile squared. So when I go down to Atlantic City and I look at Wildwood, that's 32.6 miles away. That should be 681 feet of curvature. It should be down, but I can see the beach. So how come? Where is the curvature? Why am I not looking through the water to see it? There's missing curvature. We have infrared photos or video from an airplane over 1,000 miles away they can see. So there's missing curvature. Go find it. Go find the curvature. And if you don't find any, then you'll look further. You'll take it one step at a time.
So satellite images are fake? When they take a picture?
Tell me what a satellite is.
It's up in the space. So
I know what you were told. Are you going to throw that away?
It fell out of my pocket.
Okay, then I'll take it back. If you don't want to know this, then that's your problem. So I don't believe there is any satellites in outer space. I don't think there's outer space.
Google Maps?
Well, I think they do put up a camera, and there's U-2 spy planes that they put up there, and they take pictures. And there's a guy named Robert Simmons from NASA, and he admits that we don't have one big picture. He takes strips and glues them together, and that's how he makes his composite image. They have to say image because they can't legally say picture.
Well, yeah,
everything is an image.
That's his work, though. That's not the whole NASA. You're saying one guy's worked for NASA, and that's...
Guess who was on the first board of NASA?
Yeah.
Walt Disney. Mr. Fantasy himself. He knew how to make things look real that weren't. So I'm saying that there's a lot of questions, and I have accepted this. And somebody keeps doing this, and they think they're funny, you know?
That's the wind.
I don't think so. It never happened to me before today.
I'm trying to stay open-minded, but like your word is not like definite. Yours is just all your theory.
I'm saying there's no curvature. What else can I tell you? Well, look at, okay, all right, well, look at this.
All of this right now.
Tell me one thing that you don't understand or you want me to explain further or you have a question about. I'd be happy.
The perspective and vantage point. You're obviously going to be flat when you're looking at it.
Right.
Because you're on flat ground.
When there's a vanishing line, that's the horizon. When you see the ocean, that's a vanishing line. But if you have like railroad tracks, you know they continue, right? There's 4 planes coming together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's why you get a point. But with a horizon, you just get a line. And I hear there's a point there, but there's a line. You can see it. Here, that's right on the ocean. A friend of mine in the United Kingdom, he puts that up. Gets people to think, how come there's no curvature?
Well, how do you know if you go up a little higher, you might see curvature? How do you not know that?
Well, we've done that too. We've done that too.
You see what's in front of you.
We also have P1000 cameras that just came out a month ago. We used to have a P900. When you see a ship go over the ocean, the curve, you can zoom in on it and bring it right back into focus. There's something called, a video called the Red Boat, and it's a red freight liner, and it goes out and it takes a half an hour on this video, and you can fast forward and you can see what the horizon, what it will do to it. It mirrors, it starts mirroring itself, and it's not because of humidity I'm finding out, it's because of angular resolution. Our eyes cannot see and distinguish the items in that distance. So it like mirrors. It
so
makes
what if your eyes can't see the curvature then? If you're trying to say that, if you're saying that your eyes can't see.
Well, the P1000 camera can, and you can see from side to side. If you're on a globe, everything will go down. So even this way, it goes down on the sides like a frown. Oh, yeah. See, and we're not finding any of that anywhere, nowhere.
Yeah, but if you were correct, then you would be able to use that camera to see across the ocean to Europe or something.
Did you ever drive in a fog?
And
did you drive a car? Do you drive in a fog?
Yeah, but
stretch that fog out over distance. That's how much moisture we're looking through. That's why you can't see.
So you're using some science to prove your point, but ignore other science.
No, I'm not doing any of that. If you can ask me a question, then I'll help you.
But you believe in some science, such as there's fog, which you can test
and
you can see, but you don't believe in other things that science has also said is correct.
I don't believe what they've told us in the textbooks as it relates to a spinning ball.
But you believe in weather, though, that science has talked about.
Weather, I believe in pressure systems. Okay. How can a pressure system be next to a vacuum without a physical barrier? It can't happen.
How do they use those? So how do they predict weather forecast?
It's on the Earth. It's on the Earth. It's reality. Yeah. Did you get one, honey? Here you go. Yeah. This is the flat Earth. You just don't know it yet. We live on a flat Earth. You just don't know it yet. That's the whole point of this whole thing.
Where's the end then? Like where does
Antarctica.
Does that mean we can fall off it?
I don't know if I'm going to talk to you because you threw the card on the ground. If you want to respect me, no. Do you want to respect me now?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay. Well, then I don't have time for you.
I just want to ask some questions.
No, too bad. I'm asking her. Here.
Okay.
Okay. We got Antarctica. Antarctica is the edge. It goes all the way around. That's how it goes. And here's the card, and there's a map right there. And if you look up the stuff on the back, right here, this will give you all the information that's on the banners.
Why would the government fool us on Earth being flat around?
Right here on the card it says, what's the difference between being educated with lies or being uneducated? No difference. You believe a lie, you stand on sinking sand. You're not on firm ground. You're not standing on the truth, then you're not standing on anything. You don't feel strong, you can't stand up for anything, you can't say no.
So they're lying because they want us to make us feel lower than them?
Yes, and they want to control us. And don't you hear all the presidents?
I don't believe in big government, but
don't you hear the presidents? I'm a Rhodes Scholar. I'm really smart. Well, what does that mean? We're dumb? I don't think so.
We all say that to make ourselves look better. We all say
that. No, they don't.
They're just the beginning. They're the
Do you know who Cecil Rhodes was?
No.
He was a communist down in South Africa.
I lean a little bit conservative, but I don't agree with all these points.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to agree.
I believe that the government. I don't believe a big government, but I don't believe everyone's out to get us in the government.
They want to have us in the one world government. That's what they want, and they'll do whatever they can. Well,
They were so
George
split,
Herbert Walker
we're
Bush.
So split, there's no way there's going to be one world government.
Let me tell you what. From the halls of Congress, he made a speech, George H.W. Bush, and he said the New World Order. And also George Soros has said about the New World Order.
I know George Soros.
It has nothing to do with liberal and conservatives.
No, people think
they are talking about.
They contradict each other and then thinking.
They want us to stay divided.
No,
wait, I'm not going to argue with you about this.
That's fine.
I'm saying they want a New World Order, and we can stop them.
That's one person, though. You're acting like the
No,
whole
it's not one person.
Yes, it is.
He was a freaking president.
Wow, one president said it, so everyone else thinks it.
They want. Okay, so say there's a bunch of people here who want the New World Order.
Yeah.
We can stop them with the truth.
So there's a whole group that believes the New World Order. There's one group that says that we don't.
I have a question.
I know it's tough.
Oh my God.
Just look for curvature. If you don't find curvature,
Yeah, but
you don't believe curvature?
I don't believe in curvature. No.
All right, then you've come up with a formula. All right, what's your question?
I wanted to ask, is that camera recording all of us?
Yes, it is. This is a public space. So go on my channel.
Like something happened
Their
that
math is wrong because they use a
I do it for everybody's safety, and I have the right to do it.
large.
I'm not questioning that. I'm just
Okay.
asking, like, have you been attacked or some shit?
Well, I don't want anything to happen.
We ain't gonna beat you.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No, because I was wondering.
I respect what you mean. I see where you're coming from.
I'm like,
Okay.
well,
You can take pictures of the banners. I don't care. You know, whatever.
Gravity question.
That's fine. And everybody get a card.
I would agree with you about everything, but you don't have, your facts aren't that solid where I would have to believe with you. Like they're not that solid.
It's not a fact that there has to be curvature.
They're so contradicted that I could like contradict on each of them. That there's no solid like I
know.
totally.
Well, start there.
I'll look at it. I'll look at it. I'm not gonna.
That's all I'm asking is to think about it.
But like, it's not that solid.
You're a visitor from where?
Oh no, I was at my other school.
Oh, high school. Airplanes? Yeah, there's airplanes.
You go on them?
Sure, my dad was a pilot, flew off aircraft carriers. But there's a gyroscope in an airplane, and it never shows that the plane is going around a curve. It always shows
gravity, but you don't believe in gravity. So.
No, I believe in diamagnetism. I think it's diamagnetism, and we're living inside a torus field. That's what I think it is.
Yeah,
That's my
would
theory.
make sense in a vacuum.
There is no vacuum because
You
there's.
could make a vacuum. There's videos on YouTube of them where they make a vacuum to show that air resistance doesn't make a difference in Facebook. I go on all those people all the time.
Actually, I do have one question.
Okay.
There's always like trans-Pacific flights, like for example, Tokyo to New York.
Right.
Actually, can I borrow one of your cards? If that case would be true, then why can't we see any bedrock from under the earth?
How can I know? We only dug a hole 8 miles deep, and that's the furthest we've ever gone. So what's beyond that? I don't know. I never was there. I know it's tough to think about that.
Yeah, because if there's actually 2 directions where we could fly from New York to Tokyo.
Okay.
And
so go from New York to Tokyo. Right there's New York, and there's Tokyo. So it's a straight line.
I was gonna miss school today.
No, actually.
Good question.
It is.
Good question. I know you don't like it, but good question.
No, you threw my stuff on the ground. Why should I respect you if you don't respect me? It did not.
I'm serious.
All right, what's your question? Make it fast.
That I forgot the name of that thing is, but regardless. If
The
you
level?
were to, yeah, if you were to like increase that to Earth size, say, rather than this one, that's tiny compared to the Earth.
Okay.
Would it still be flat? You would say?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because there's no curvature. The formula can be reduced down to miles that we can calculate it. Absolutely. There's photographs 300 miles away. And even if you factor in the height of the mountain, you can still see it. I mean, you got to start thinking. The clouds never go over the curve. If you get a cloudy day, look at the clouds. They step down, but they don't ever go like that.
Because we can only see so far.
You can see the ship go over the curve. Why can't you see the clouds go over the curve?
Because they're so high up.
No, you always come up with an excuse. It's a lame excuse. It's a lame excuse.
Wait. If it's that close, Shouldn't that be like an 8-hour flight? Instead of... Okay, how much time does it take from Tokyo to New York on a plane?
I don't know, but why would you go, why would you go over the Earth and above to find out if the surface is flat? We have, look at this. Come on, who's the idiot who's doing this? What's happening?
We're not over there. It's gravity. There's no gravity. We're flat.
That flight should be short instead of scales and everything.
I think you ought to start with the surface of the Earth. Start right there.
All right.
And see if water isn't flat. Look, does water do this? That's what water is, always flat on the top. We never see water do this. We never see that. Look at real life. If science does not match real life, it's not science.
Excuse me. Would you believe that we can't go up to a certain point?
Yeah, we can't go past the 60th parallel because they have it's protected militarily. They shoot first and ask questions later.
Oh, that's the least.
See, there's Antarctica, and that's, if you want to go there, you pay thousands of dollars and they hold your hand and walk you around. They admit that the South Pole they show you is not true. It's just a facsimile.
Did you hear the thing how they said they lost all the photos from Antarctica in like the 1970s?
Oh, and they lost all the film footage of the moon landing.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. And they tried to like...
These girls are awake.
Oh, yeah?
I love this.
Did you get one of these?
She knows nothing, so I gotta educate her. She's my sister, but...
Okay, yeah, so watch this. Go in there, type that in. That'll give it to you. You can also see the shrinking sun on this right here. The sun will shrink, which proves it's not 93 million miles away. Did you get one?
No, see, but they don't know for sure. Because
did you get one?
you can see like a disc shape.
Would you like some?
No, thank you, dear. So, this is interesting. Did you notice that now that the sun's not shining on us, it's colder here?
Yeah.
Could that really be 93 million miles away?
How far do you think it is away?
Personally, I take off the million. I just say 9.3 because we have the film of a guy in an airplane looking down on a cloud, a dark cloud, and he sees the circle of the sun in the cloud. So I'm thinking if that's possible, then it's got to be really close.
Wait, even if it is, like, are they pushing longer than you think and that closer? Oh, yeah. The temperature's still the same? No, what I'm saying is like...
I think this is close because even at sunset it goes colder.
But like, does that mean the temperature's still the same as recorded as before?
You can go. I'm enjoying
What you experience right now is experiencing it on a flat Earth. You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it.
That doesn't answer my
You're
question.
very stupid.
No, it's not being stupid. It's being told when you're 5 years old by this being sat on the teacher's desk. And you accept the reality with which you are presented.
That doesn't answer my question.
And we are being abused as children because we're being lied to.
But then you would obviously have to believe that sex is also a...
What does sex have to do with it?
If you believe that we're being told as children, then you also have to believe that transgenderism would also be a correct thing to believe in.
Do you know what I think about that?
I know you don't believe in it, but you're being told that as a child you either are or you aren't a boy or a girl.
What does that have to... You know what they're doing with vaccines?
That you're told that you're a boy or a girl because
you know what?
you're told that by your parents.
Do you know what they put in vaccines?
It doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
No, because you're saying that
Look it up. I'm not talking about that. Yes, I'm very anti-vax.
Do you have children?
Yes, 3. Did you get one?
So it's not long until you the sex you're born with, but then your sexuality.
How old are your children?
Who keeps doing this? This is pissing me
How
off.
old are your children?
That really is just the wind.
It can't be. Did you see it fly off?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
How old are your
What
children?
the heck? Huh?
How old are your children?
I have a 34-year-old son. No, he's very
You
liberal.
never vaccinated him? You never vaccinated him?
I did up to a certain point. To a certain point. But you know they're getting like 10 times the vaccines now than when they used to? Yes, you look into that and look at what they're putting in the vaccines.
You only have one child.
I have 3 children. I have a girl who's 29 and a girl who's 22.
So they're already vaccinated before.
Do they have? What's their opinion on your theory?
I don't bring my kids into this. They can do whatever they want. I'm not gonna.
It's just something personal. Their ages.
Well,
I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring them into this. I'm not going to pressure them. They know that I believe the flat Earth, but I've never pressured them.
I mean, it's not like I said, "What's their Facebook? What's their number?" I'm going to call them and say, "Hey."
Yeah.
What the fuck? I wanted to know, do they support the theory? Do they?
Have you had people in other places, in other countries do
I'm not going to pressure them into.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I don't want to. When you have children, you'll understand that you don't want to pressure your kids into doing stuff. You want them to think for themselves.
Do they have children?
No.
Doesn't that contradict what you said about school censoring evidence?
What?
Doesn't that contradict from what you said?
What did I say?
You said that you don't want them to believe what you said to them, right?
I don't want to pressure my kids into believing anything. I want my time with them to be kind and loving and sweet. So I don't pressure them. They know I believe this, they know I teach it, and that's all they have to know. If they want to come to me and ask me a question, I'll talk to them about it, but I'm not going to pressure them.
Have they ever went against you saying that this isn't true?
My kids have gone against me about a lot of things. And when you have kids, you'll see that too. No matter what, and that's a good thing because they're thinking.
Who has kids right now? They vaccinated? Am I the only one? Yeah, I have some.
I have kids.
We got kids.
I'm so young right now.
Yes, my son is vaccinated.
Good.
My child is vaccinated.
I would look into it. Look into it.
I understand your thinking on that.
Here, I'm handing these out.
Thank you. Is that everything on there?
I ended up being able to come
this down here will start. It'll give you everything on there.
I only work over at the library, and I had to deliver the mail, so I was like, and the mail room's right there, so I was like, hey.
Everybody get a card?
Thank you. Just try to make sure that.
That little website down at the bottom will start you off that has everything on the banners.
All right, I have one last question.
All right.
Because I've actually always been interested in watching those lunar eclipses and astronomy and how that would work.
These like little knobbies.
If the Earth and Moon rotate around each other, wouldn't that actually make every night a lunar eclipse?
See, with the ball model, they say that the Earth does the eclipsing, and then they say the Moon does the eclipsing. But with this model, we don't have that. The Earth never gets in between the Sun and the Moon, so we can't do that. So there has to be another reason why there's eclipses. Now, if you'll notice.
So one person over
there
wants to know what the chemicals are doing to the frogs in the water.
There's chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay.
That makes the frogs gay?
Alex Jones.
Yeah. You got to look into that stuff, guys. I'm not kidding. And 5G is a bad thing, so look into it. 5G. The eclipses, we think there are other things up there that we can't see. There's other orbs, other circles, heavenly bodies, and they admit that there are other heavenly bodies we can't see, that we can see through them. They're like translucent. Now the red spot on Jupiter, okay, the red spot on Jupiter I think is another orb. It's not attached to Jupiter. I think it just goes past it, and it looks like a red spot, right? Yeah. So I think there's other things up there that are making the eclipses, but I don't have any proof of that. So I just want you to keep an open mind about that.
Well, it's actually very hard to keep that open mind.
I know. But if you watch those videos down here, type that in,
all right, that one.
And that will show you everything I got here.
Okay.
All right, and more.
All right.
Okay, I appreciate you thinking about this and asking questions, and think for yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right.
So you all have a question?
I feel your pain.
Yeah. How does wind? How does wind work?
Well, the wind is nothing more than a high pressure and a low pressure, and it comes from heating up the air. So when the sun heats up an area, it expands, it excites the molecules, and they start bouncing into each other, it expands. So it expands, and then it pushes. So that's all it does. It's just an expansion and a pushing. And the sun is moving around this way, so it's doing all that expanding and pushing all the way around. So you're going to have jet streams and all that, but it looks a whole lot better on this flat Earth model than it does on this globe. On the globe, it goes woo, woo, but on the flat Earth, it just goes a circle. It's a circle. If you see the jet streams, on this, it really is so sweet. It makes so much sense.
Tama, if it is flat, does that mean we can?
I'm not going to answer a question until you put this in your pocket and you promise me you're going to answer. Look at that. Okay.
But like, why doesn't the wind blow off the earth?
Because there's a dome.
Oh, yeah. There's a dome.
You cannot have. You cannot have a pressure system and a no pressure system without a physical barrier. There has to be.
Through the earth, all the way through to the other side.
What?
You fall to the other side.
Does that, if the earth is flat, does that mean you can dig all the way through it to the
The
other
deepest
side?
hole that has ever been dug was 8 miles. Beyond there, it's just a hole. It's just a hole. I'm not sure what it's. A borehole, yeah. It's like a well.
It's like 12 or 16 miles.
It's 8 miles.
How thick is it then, the earth?
The earth's crust is
It's
8 miles.
bigger than 8 miles.
No, because I'm wondering if you literally stand in the center of the, well, not the center,
I
but
don't
anywhere
know.
and dig, you say it's flat. So if you hit the bottom, do you just fall into nothingness?
I don't know.
So
She's like send a camera.
I can't. My personal opinion, I'll tell you my personal opinion. I cannot prove it. But I think the dome is like an egg or a round ball itself. And then the earth is halfway through. See? That's the way I think it is.
Okay. It's like a rice
Do you
ball.
think there's like stuff on the other side?
So it looks like a candy corn, but
I don't know. You know what? There's other people who think there's an alternative universe, like on the other side, on the.
like the upside down.
So I don't know.
Stranger Things. Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
It's an interesting thought.
so that means if it was flat,
like,
if we were to go through it, what is under it? Just
Hell.
the void,
Hell.
or is it like another Earth upside down under that?
Look, you believe we live on a spinning ball.
Yes.
That water sticks to it.
Wait.
And you have the gall
What about the other
to
planet?
laugh at me.
I'm not laughing. I didn't laugh.
He did. He was mocking.
When?
Well, don't come up with ridiculous things. Stop being ridiculous. Stick to the science of it, okay? Stick to the science.
What about the other planets? Mercury, Venus.
They're just points of light. That's all they are. When you look at a telescope, all you see is a two-dimensional
So
object.
does that mean in this universe, I don't think if you call it a universe, I don't think you believe in it. Does that mean we're the only living entity in this entire void of life, whatever it is?
I know I can't go past a certain point. And wherever I am right now, I want it to be the truth. I don't want to be lied to. So I'm going to tell this side of the story and let people decide what they do.
Yo, the teacher is laughing.
Well, shame on them.
They
Because I don't care. I've talked to physicists on this stuff.
Have you gone to?
I don't care.
Have you gone to?
I don't care. If they believe in vaccines, if they believe in all this garbage, if they believe in this, then they're not scientists. Because you cannot reject evidence without looking at it first.
What's wrong with
I mean,
vaccines?
evidence have shown that if you give a vaccine to a child, they'll survive.
I don't agree with vaccines. I don't agree with them.
Oh, so that's like the person.
I did. I was a child.
Your children.
Because your father
They
and
did
mother-
before I looked into it. But now, but I won't allow them to get any more.
Well, they grown now. You can't tell them.
Well, I can't.
How do we get off vaccinations? I missed a lot.
Everybody tries to, get me into the conspiracy mode. They try to make me look like a kook. Anybody want? Do you get a card? You can look at the card and you can look it up. Would you like one? Here you go.
I will take one here.
Okay.
Thank you. She's going down.
What is going? Now this is not right because I know I had that one done.
I don't have questions. Well, I do have questions.
That one could not have come off by itself.
How are you disproving Newton? How are you disproving Newton?
Newton?
Yes.
I didn't know Newton myself.
Newton was a physicist who showed that sphere's center of gravity keeps you right here on top. A disk, center of gravity is at the center. If the Earth was a disk, everything would be in the center. All the land masses, all the water, all the biological systems.
That's what Newton says.
That's what Newton says.
I am not a Newtonian.
And Newton's laws have been statistically and proven for hundreds of years. Newton's existed.
Yeah, sure. In the textbooks they tell you that. And I'm telling you, when you go down to the shore, you cannot see the curvature.
What do you mean? Like,
there is no curvature. There's no curvature.
There is.
No, there is not. You prove it. You show me curvature. There's no curvature. I can't tell you this enough. How can I tell you? He's telling me Newtonian. Well, there's no Newton. I think he lied.
You think he lied?
Yeah.
And that all the other scientists, all the other physicists after him lied.
I think either they don't know, or they're trying to hold on to their job, or they're lying. That's what I'm saying. Because there's no curvature.
If there's no curvature, how do we have time zones?
That's easy.
How easy is it?
That's easy. Right here. Here's the longitude lines. The sun comes around. We have sunrise. That's morning. That's a time thing. Right there it is.
But if the sun's above us, it would be the same time always.
No, that's not true.
Because light goes outward.
You are living on a flat plane and you just don't know that yet. So whatever's working now is working on a flat plane. So the sun comes around and it only illuminates, look, it only illuminates a small portion of the Earth. It does not, it's not shining over the whole thing at one time. It goes around. It goes around.
This model, yet again, disobeys the laws of science. This disproves Bohr, Niels Bohr.
I heard of Niels Bohr.
And this theory here disproves Niels Bohr. So yet again, another scientist...
What part of his thing are you saying it's disproven?
Light moves in waves in an outward motion, in outward like this.
Okay.
That's why the
So here's the sun and it's shining out here.
It would shine on the whole disk.
No, it would not. There's too much of a distance. That's why I'm telling you that there are some things that are going to have to be rethought, like the speed of light. It can't be 186,000 miles a second. There has to be something else to that. And we have to make adjustments. Once we find out the sun is not 93 million miles away, things are going to have to change. We're going to have to throw out some science books.
So but how are you disproving all this science?
I'm saying there is no curvature. There's no curvature. No curvature.
Okay, I understand that you're saying there's no curvature.
So then why are you going past that? If you can show me curvature, then we'll go to step 2.
It's meant for construction.
I can show you curvature.
No, you cannot.
Saying that
you cannot. You can only show me curvature on this. You cannot do it in real life. If science does not match real life, it's not science.
Well,
there is no curvature.
Let him finish.
Science does match.
No, I'm not going to because...
But we let you
That's
finish.
disrespectful.
No, because this is my banner. And I'm standing here.
This is our school. He's out.
Then go over there and teach what you want. I don't care. But I'm telling you, this is this model. This is the flat Earth model. I don't have to accept anything to do with the globe Earth because I was taught that my whole life and I was lied to. And now I know. And I'm telling you this is the right one, but you don't have to believe it. I don't want you to be upset. I don't want your life ruined.
I'm not upset. My life's not ruined. I'm just trying to understand why you believe this or why you think this is true.
Well, when you study it for 2.5 years, then you'll figure out that somebody lied to you. That's what you have to realize.
I've studied for far more than 2.5 years.
That's good. I'm happy for you. But you didn't study the right stuff.
That's
ironic, isn't it?
He's a teacher?
Yeah, he's a professor.
Hey, walk away!
Come back.
No. He's a teacher?
He shouldn't waste his time with stupid.
It's like a brick wall.
How are you
somehow not flat?
I'm sorry that this is upsetting you, and it really will. This is your livelihood. This is something you put your life on, and I know this is really going to shake your tree, but I'm sorry. This is different than what you were taught. I'm sorry.
But where's the proof?
You
keep going.
Back to the stick. It's always the stick. There's nothing else.
One fact does not prove a theory.
In construction,
it tells you that there's something wrong when there's no curvature. There's something wrong.
But there is curvature.
If this is flat, that means everything else is flat.
All right.
Well, listen.
Look, knock it off.
So maybe it's flat.
Ass.
That's.
You can't call him an ass.
I can do whatever I want.
Do that.
No, you can't.
But
This is our
You
school.
can't be like
again,
disrespectful like that.
You know,
And he wasn't disrespecting me.
He didn't do that.
He didn't do it. He's right here. He was right here.
And you're lying.
He's right here next to me. He didn't do that.
Wait.
I'm sorry that this is wrong. This is upsetting you. I understand that.
it's not upsetting me. I'm just trying to understand your point of view.
Okay, what else besides no curvature don't you understand?
Well, why do you think that there's no curvature?
Because I have not found any, and I've been looking. There should be curvature. There's the formula. You want to come up with another formula? How about 1 degree? 1 degree is 69 miles, okay? Somebody tried to get me on that one. I said, well then, where's the 4,000 miles in drop? There's no drop with their formula. 4,000 miles, that's like, what, 69 to 44? That's at 2/3 or something?
Okay.
So where is that? Where's the drop? It has to drop.
Okay, but I'm saying, okay, if we just go back to Newton real quick here. You know, Newton and gravity have been proved again and again and again.
No.
So you're saying that thousands of years...
No, it's not thousands either, no.
Hundreds, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
No, that's all right.
That hundreds of years of scientific inquiry is wrong. That Newton...
Yes,
and that
I am
everybody
saying that.
Newton,
and gravity is a theory. It is a theory of gravity. It's not been proven, or it wouldn't be a theory anymore. It would be a fact. Gravity is not a fact.
Gravity is a law. It's a scientific
No, it's
principle.
not.
It's not a theory.
No, it's not. It's not a law.
Yeah, like what about him?
It's not a fact. Gravity is a theory. It's not been proven. You can't falsify it. Come on.
How can you? Well, then how are you disproving gravity?
I don't have. All I have is another theory that makes sense.
Theory.
That's all I have. I don't have any proof. I have diamagnetism, and that's what I'm putting out there. That we live in the middle of a torus field. That's what I think it is, my personal opinion. But I don't have another fact. Okay, that's all I can say. This is just evidence. Please look into it if you want to. If you don't, don't.
I have. I've seen people claiming all of this stuff, okay? And, you know,
But
you
if
caught me
you look-
sideways,
okay.
all right? And I did some digging. I'm not a physicist, I'm a chemist, all right? But I looked into Newton, and the laws...
Greg, I hate you.
What you're saying is
She was gonna smack you with that.
you're kind of saying that, like, everybody's wrong. That all these scientists, throughout all these hundreds of years, that we're all wrong.
All right, I'm going to give you another piece of information that you might be interested in. Okay? They were all Freemasons. They all are a part of a club. And that club wants to rule the world.
Illuminati.
There is something to that, although I don't really know a lot about it. But this is what's been out there, is that they're all part of this club that wants to control. And do you know what they go through to get to be a Freemason? They have to keep secrets. That's their code. Keeping secrets.
But what is Freemasonry in this club?
Because that's like the clearinghouse for all these guys who want to be in government control.
Are you part of the club?
What does any of this have to do with science?
That's a good question.
Do you believe in
They will lie for each other. Have you ever been in the court system?
How do you know they're not lying?
Do you know anything about our country and the court system? Do you know anything about this stuff? Why do they have a gold fringe on the flags? Do you know that our courts are not real courts? They're actually ships. It's maritime law. Do you know that? There's a lot of deception in our country, and I don't want it any in our country anymore. So there's too much to this. You're never going to get this in a day. Never, ever.
Do you do seminars at all? How did you? I said it quiet. How did you explain?
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye. I'm sorry. I'm sorry this is upsetting to you, but I can't stop doing it.
The building of the dome. Did you say they used?
I don't know who did that. but somebody created it.
Yeah.
So everybody, you know what?
Something about using sound waves or something?
The sound waves, look up Dr. Judy Wood, dustification. We have John Hutchinson, who also did sound wave experiments. He could take a bar of steel and bend it with sound waves. Sound waves they can like take things apart.
Is that
the Philadelphia? I don't know how the dome was built. That was before I was born. I don't really know. That was the beginning of creation.
Is there a theory for that?
Well, I think the Bible has a theory on that. If you want to look it up, it says God spoke it into existence. And isn't that interesting how science, how sound waves can fabricate things or tear them apart?
Wait, so you're saying the Bible?
Dr. Judy Wood, dustification, will tell you why the towers at 9/11 turned into dust before they hit the ground. So look up sound waves. Look up star in a jar. It shows you how a star can be made by directing sound waves at a jar of fluid.
Okay, so right tonight, go home and direct sound waves at a jar of fluid. That's when we're going to prove it.
Well, you can make fun of it or you can learn something.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm being for real. We're going to prove it tonight.
Well, then why is she laughing?
I don't know. I'm not doing laughing. I don't know. Tonight, everybody, we're going to go home and do like a personal project. This whole group right here. And we're all going to send it and see what happens.
Exchange numbers and
I would hope that you do some experiments. I think that would be really good for you to do experiments.
Do you do seminars?
Yes, I do actually. You can contact me through the website at the bottom there. Flat Earth 101, and
do you ever
I will do a debate in your school. I will do a debate. I will bring other people.
You'll be here on Monday.
Do you ever do this at elementary schools?
I will go anywhere I am welcome. Okay.
No, that's what I'm asking. Like, have you ever tried to go to?
I have a guy. There's a friend of mine who's down in Princeton.
Is he dead?
No, he's not dead. Why are you being so dumb? So listen, if you want me to come back, I think I'm about ready to head out. But if you want me to come back, make sure it's someplace inside because it's getting colder. And I will also do a debate. I will bring somebody with me. We will do a debate. There's lots of guys who do the experiments for our community who know a lot more. Challenge
We should
it.
do that. We should ask someone to do that. We could do a debate.
Really?
There is a science teacher right now. We could arrange that. A debate between your group and our science teachers.
Do that. I think that would be excellent.
Let's see who tries first.
No weapons involved.
Let's do it in a nice military.
I can bring my level. I don't go anywhere without my level.
That is a weapon.
Watch it, girl.
Oh, I got spent on a flat earth.
I appreciate all your kind attention. I think it was wonderful. I had a few little people who were, excited, but,
That one girl who...
You want one of these? You can look it up yourself.
He wants one.
Now you do?
Put her photo.
All
That
right.
one girl was putting her phone in. That girl was...
Yeah, she was.
Even if you disagree, you don't have to.
Yeah. Well, see, some people get upset. This is the foundation of your life, the ground you stand on. So it's,
I missed it. What she
I have a lot of videos. You can watch them on my channel. I know. It's all a downer.
I gotta go back to work.
Thanks so much, guys.
Well, I applaud your effort.
Thank you.
And it was
Yeah. Thank you, Marilyn. Hi, Amber. Thank you. And I'm glad you came around at least to respecting me.
I was gonna ask your name because I went on the website right when I got to work and I didn't see any specific.
Under activism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Emily.
Hi, Emily. Thanks for stopping. You were very open-minded. Yeah, that's good.
Even if I disagree with something.
Yeah.
I should always be open.
Yeah.
To someone's side.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Even if it's, I'm not saying that what you're saying is nutty, but even even if it is something nutty, I might as well listen to what they got to say.
Yeah, and you never know what information you'll pick up. You never know. But I do think that there's some stuff they're putting in vaccines that is really bad. You know, so.
Do you believe the whole, like, it causes autism thing?
Absolutely. I went to a hyperbaric chamber down in Westchester, and they call Autism USA. They treat so many autistic kids there. It's just so heartbreaking, and to think all that could be prevented. You know, it just makes me sick. So. Yeah, I'm wrapping up now. Here. Here, let me give you a card. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take it
sure.
home.
You're an amazing person.
You want to pass them out to friends?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, dear.
Keep on how you okay, yeah.
Thank you.
I swear, your work is amazing. I'm not being sarcastic.
That's something.
I'm glad that you got a secret. I didn't know how.
Yeah, thank you. That's a compliment. Because he was like real negative, you know. Okay, Emily, I hope you write me a note on one of my videos or something. And okay. Yeah. All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
See ya. Too cold. Gotta go home.